something unique about Tehran you need to know. So weather-wise, it's essentially two different cities.
Welcome to Tehran, the beating heart of Iran. In this video, we're traveling through time and I'll take you deep into its soul. We'll be eating like locals, uncovering forgotten treasures, and exploring the Tehran only insiders know. This is the untold story of Tehran, through taste, tradition, and time.
Welcome to Tehran!
Welcome to Iran.
They say you can read Tehran's history through its streets. Today, I'm taking you through Iran's capital, from its humble beginnings as a village to becoming the largest city in Middle East with more than 14 million people. I didn't grow up in Iran, but I've never felt like a stranger anytime I've come back. And I'm taking you on a journey that will also make you feel like a local when you visit. I'm starting the journey in South Tehran, in the Grand Bazaar. This is where Tehran's heart started beating. Back in the 1500s, this was just a small marketplace, but now it is a city within a city with over 10 kilometers of corridors, with everything under the sun available here.
In the older time, they had different streets dedicated to different trades and craft. It's a little bit more mixed now. This place is humongous, you must know that. Even if you get lost here for an entire day, I bet you won't be able to see even half of it. So another thing is to come here early in the morning because it gets really busy. And this is the best place to buy souvenirs, through your entire Iran trip. You can buy anything and everything here, from utensils, cosmetics, to jewelry, dry fruits, and obviously the best place to buy these beautiful, world-famous Iranian carpets.
And a little tip for you, the entrance of the Grand Bazaar is where you should exchange your dollars, because you will find the best exchange rate here. Welcome to the only UNESCO World Heritage Site in Tehran, the Golestan Palace. Built during the Qajar dynasty, it's actually where the modern Iran was born. And in 1925, right here in this palace, Reza Shah was crowned. This is when Iran heard its long forgotten name and changed from Persia to Iran. The palace is a vast complex, and check these out. These tiles aren't just decorative, they're basically a 19th century Instagram feed showing life in Qajar era Tehran. It is marvelously intricately decorated, and look at those mirrors. Each one of them traveled months from France. The entire hall uses techniques that modern architects still study today. My favorite part of the palace isn't the grand throne room though, but the beautifully adorned Queen's Chamber. Look at all this mirror work, isn't this just amazing? If you also want to explore the old heart of Tehran with a great historical perspective, well, I give you Freya.
Welcome to Tehran, it's Faye. If you want to explore this beautiful city, you can find my information below.
That was a lot of walking and I'm super hungry now, so I am taking you to explore something that's part of every Persian table and stomach. Time for some Dizi. Dizi isn't just any other dish though, it actually evolved from soldiers' food centuries ago, and the unique stone pot you see, it was designed to cook tough meat during long military campaigns.
And this one has an etiquette that comes with it. So it arrives in these stone pots, and it has the broth in it, which you pour over, and then you put some bread in, and then you eat this. That's not where Dizi ends. So you take the rest of the stuff, and you mush it all together, and then you basically eat it with the bread.
Wow, I could never get enough of Dizi. Well, after a little bit more of a walk in the Grand Bazaar, I'm ready for a special royal treat because it is my birthday today. So I am taking you to a hammam. This is a 300-year-old hammam that has maintained this architecture all the way from Qajar period. And the hammam sources its water from a traditional well even today. Of the Bab Humayun Hammam has been improved and upgraded, but it still has a very local touch, especially when it comes to its staff. Now, I was twisted and contorted and scrubbed every possible way, but honestly, it felt so good afterwards, and this was my royal treat for myself for my birthday. A proper Iranian way, and I absolutely loved it. All fed, fresh and clean, and it is time to get to the next part of Tehran's history, mid-Tehran. During the 1960s and 70s, this area transformed Tehran into a modern capital. I'm starting with its most recognizable landmark, the Azadi Tower or the Freedom Tower. Built in 1971, it is basically Tehran's history in concrete and marble. Look closely, you will see elements from Persian, Sassanid and Islamic architecture all blended together. The architect was a Baha'i, a religious minority persecuted in Iran, and even more amazing, he was only 24 when he designed this. What can I say? We are pretty smart people as well as good looking.
Welcome to the American Den of Espionage Museum, or the former US Embassy to Iran. Now, it's a really interesting place because of the symbology. The building is really flat. And I want you to come here and have a look around. It's a really small building, so it shouldn't take you too long. But what I want to emphasize is America hating is not just some old ideology. It is part of the national identity of Iran. And whether it's the older generation or the newer generation, especially the newer generation, they're under no illusion that American help comes at a huge cost, especially when they look at American adventures in their neighborhood in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, etc. So yeah, that's quite a contentious topic here. And what I find really fascinating is that the last time I came, President Obama was the president, and the murals sort of had him targeted, but this time they are based on the more recent event. Tehran is a city of more than 16 million people, and the traffic here is insane. The best way to get around is the metro, which is nice, clean, and best of all, cheap. You still haven't met the new Tehran, the Tehran of now, the modern city with its apartment complexes, fancy malls and boutiques and salons. Well, to ease into it, we leave behind the metro and enter the northern Tehran via Snap, the Iranian version of Uber. You'd be forgiven for thinking that the new Tehran has no connection to the past, but you would be mistaken. My first stop is the newly opened Daphne Museum. Let's check it out. During my last visit, I went to the National Treasury Museum, which houses all the crown jewels. But sadly, it's closed this time because they're moving things to a different building, and they don't also allow any photography. So I found something interesting that has opened in the last 3 years, and this houses the private collection of the Pahlavi dynasty, the last two kings. It is quite something. I mean, all the footage you're seeing is from this collection, and this is just a tiny portion, by the way. This is how extravagant the Pahlavi dynasty was while the people were suffering on the street. The last king was also incredibly cruel. So when you're looking at this, have a little bit of perspective.
Iran is the land of ancient myths, breathtaking beauty, and warmest hospitality you will ever experience. My boutique travel company offers authentic Persian experiences, from lush gardens to sharing meals with the local families. I take care of everything so you can enjoy the adventure. Ready to explore Persia? Visit my website, the link is on your screen.
I'm starting in the north with two palace complexes, and they are both incredibly stunning. Now, Tehran is chock full of beautiful palaces, mansions, museums, and so much more. It's very hard to pick a few, but because of limited time, I have only chosen 3 palaces, and I'm going to start with Niavaran.
Niavaran is the youngest of the 3 palaces I'm going to show you in Tehran, and it is a really fascinating mix of Persian architecture mixed with the modern European style. Niavaran Palace was built in 1960s by Muhammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, and it was a modern royal residence that has been converted into a museum, and it served as their summer palace.
Yes, that's exactly how we do simple in Iran. Before I take you to the second palace, there's something unique about Tehran you need to know. So weather-wise, it's essentially 2 different cities because the difference in temperature could be as much as 10 degrees in a single day. When I left this morning, it was nice and sunny in the center and the south. When I arrived in the north, it was actually raining, and then it started snowing by the time I got to Sadabad, which is our next palace complex. The traffic after Tajrish, after you enter the north, the metro ends, it is also quite crazy. So you will only be able to do these 2 palace complexes in a single day.
By now you must have realized how powerful the Qajar dynasty was and how much they actually did for Tehran, and Sadabad Palace is another example of that. This was the summer palace during the Qajar dynasty, and it was later adopted by the Pahlavis as well. It is a huge complex, and you will need to select the buildings you see. So I'm starting with its most beautiful part, the Green Palace. It is a stunning example of Persian mirrorwork that is so intricate and detailed. I could spend hours here and not get bored. Every single wall and ceiling is beautifully decorated, and the furniture complements it so well. And from the outside, you feel like you're gonna walk into another European style building, but it completely dazzles you the moment you enter. Beyond the Green Palace, I really loved visiting the Clothes Museum because you get to see clothes from all different parts of Iran. But my favorite special was the wedding dress of Queen Farah Diba. Another building not to miss is the Millet Museum, which has incredible history. Now, the reason this was chosen as a place for summer palace is a fun story. They would leave pieces of meat in different parts, and where it would rot last would be the perfect place for a summer palace. Darband River made sure that this is the perfect place for a summer retreat, away from the heat and the bustle of southern Tehran.
A long, beautiful day like this needs to be ended properly. It's time to see another side of Tehran. All this exploring has made me really hungry, so I brought you to Sayyid Mahdi in Tajrish area, and this place is famous for 2 things. The first one is halim, and this is what it looks like. Now, it's made with meat and lentils, and it's blended together. What I really like about this is that it has cinnamon on top, which adds an extra layer of amazingness to this dish. And the second one is my favorite, and this is osh reshta. And what I really like about this is that it's a comfort food. So it has noodles, it has chickpeas, it has lentils, and it has this amazing garnish. So you can eat it and it tastes of nothing specifically, but it tastes of everything, and it is so good. It's almost like childhood. I can eat this endlessly, like copious amounts of this. I have a lot to finish. See you at the next part. I'm not in a mansion. This is the largest mall in the entire world. I am standing in the middle of Iran Mall, and you can see when Iranians do stuff, they do it properly. I mean, look at the woodwork. You'd actually think you're standing in the middle of a palace. So this is what I really like about the people here. They're so married to their culture that they add a little touch of it pretty much everywhere. And more important than that, you can actually go and see the modern side of Iran here. Let me show you around a little bit. My last day here in Tehran, and I've saved it for the adventure side of this great city. So I brought you to the mountains in the north in Tochal, and I'm going to be taking a cable car all the way up to the ski area. I'm not a big skier, actually. I'm not a skier at all, but it looks like it's going to be great fun with beautiful views. And if you're not much into the mountains and stuff, there's a good adventure park here. Whether you're a kid or an adult, there's something for everyone here. Let's go explore. And when you're here, don't forget to try the toboggan. It's actually 1.5 kilometers long. Let's enjoy it!
I could spend a lifetime in Tehran and not run out of places to see, but it is time to move just 250 kilometers to the south to the desert city of Kashan, famous for its rose water and its craftsmanship. What is the fuss about? Click on the link above and meet me there, and let's find out together.